Hi, this is the intermediate Pilates workout for November 2022. The prep works that you're doing everything on your right hand side first, and then you go and do everything on your left hand side the next time round. So you're standing in parallel to start off with, shoulders and back and down. Now if you're using your mat long ways, be towards the top of your mat here because you'll be doing some reverse lunges and you need the space to step back. We're going to start off with squats in parallel. Sit back as you float the arms for a set of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. When you come out of the squat from the last one, your hands and your elbows are in line with your shoulders. You're going to push forwards with your arms as you take your right leg back, so it's straight for 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep your elbows nice and high. 4, 3, 2. On the last one, hold the right leg back and reach into extension for hip flexor stretch. Circle the arms, take your right hand down to the mat, left arm up for a rotation. Both hands to the mat, step back for a front plank. Right hand under the centre of your chest, rotate for a side plank. Come out of side plank to front plank, walking your feet towards your hands and then rolling up to stand. You're going to go right arm up to scissor, lateral flexion of your spine, followed by, I'll go quarter turn, forwards flexion of your spine and rolling to standing. So it's right arm to scissor, lateral flexion, forwards flexion, roll to standing. You're trying to do isolated forward flexion of your spine only, meaning your pelvis and your legs should not move. Last one. And then your right leg is going to describe a figure of 8. So you're standing on your left, you're doing external followed by internal hip rotation to do your figure of 8s. You're doing a set of 4 in one direction and then a set of 4 reversed. So really get your leg moving from the top of the thigh in the socket of the hip. This is our last one. And then we'll come to parallel. We'll go from the top, everything on the left. Squatting for a set of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Then it's left leg back with your lunge. You're doing a shoulder chest press with the arms. So you push back 8, 7, 6, 5. Elbows staying high, hands going directly forwards from the shoulders. 3, 2, and then on the last one, you stay in the lunge. You're going to an extension stretch with a hip flexor stretch on the back leg. Circle the arms to release. Left hand goes down, right arm goes up for your rotational stretch. Come out of it, both hands to the mat, step back into a front plank. Place your left hand underneath your chest, rotate, facing your right for a side plank. Come out of your rotation, returning to your front plank, you're walking your feet towards your hands. Rolling to standing, And then once you're standing, taking your left arm into scissor, side stretch, forward flexion, and roll to standing. Left arm scissor, side stretch, forward stretch, roll to stand. Lengthen, lean to the side, roll to the front, roll to stand, and last one, lengthen, lean to the side, roll to the front, roll to stand. Figure of eights with your left toe. So you do an external, internal hip rotation with your figure of eight. Set of 4 in one direction, follow it by reversing, set of 4 in the opposite direction. And then releasing to your standing position. Okay, we're going to go from standing to seated, and that will be quite hard. So we're going to squat as close to the mat as we can. Now to do this, put your legs in a position that works for you. You might find a wider position with your toes turned out that works. You might find a more parallel position, closer position, whatever works, okay? You do not have to stay in neutral spine. Squat as low as you can go. If you need to lift your heels, that is fine. Come out of your squat. Let's go again. Try your feet in a different position. Squat as low as you can go. See how close you can get your bottom to the floor. And then one more time. Try a different position with your feet. Squat as low as you can go. And can you gently sit down without crashing? If the answer is no, just pop your hands down. Do what you need to get to the mat. Half roll back. Starting with a flex spine position, I'm just going to spin myself round. And we roll back for 8. Exhale, 7. 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. On the last one, stay in your half roll back position. Turn your palms down, pull back with the elbows. 1. Reach forwards, pull back 2. Reach forwards, pull back 3. Reach forwards, pull back 4. Reach forwards, pull back 5. You're trying to keep your torso as still as you can when you move your arms. And on this last one, when you pull back, we'll keep it there. Rotation, up and down, and up and down. I might have forgotten to say, but this routine is going to work on our ability to flex our spine, and it's going to do that by stretching our hip flexors, stretching our spine extensors, and strengthening our rectus abdominals, which is exactly what we're doing now. So we've got 2 more to go with these external, internal shoulder rotations. Last one. Woo! And then we'll release up to seated, long legs. Do sit on a block if you find that getting your shoulders above your hips just doesn't work. Arms are lengthened forwards, unstacking from the top of the spine, segmentally towards the bottom of the spine. As we stretch the spine forwards, restack from the bottom towards the top. Imagine that you're sitting up against a wall. We'll go down again. And back up. Using the breath out as we roll down, breath in as we roll up. And you'll generally feel the stretch in the area of your muscles that are tightest. At the moment for me, this is my neck because I've been doing drunk dancing again and I've been head banging. We'll make this our last one. And then when we come to our seated position, we're moving towards the front of the mat. We're finding balance, pelvic tilting to the point where it feels like you're going to lose your balance and you could potentially roll back towards your shoulder blades. And then we find our balanced position again. I'm going to call these 2 positions Teeter, this is the bit here where you feel you're going to roll backwards, and balance where you can actually hold it. So we're going between teeter and balance. If you know you have any conditions with your bones, such as osteoporosis, that make your bones a little bit more fragile, then just stay with balance and teeter. If you know that your lower back flexibility isn't great and that if you tried to roll like a ball, you would go over with a hollow back, stay with balance to teeter. If your lower back flexibility is good, move beyond teeter to roll to shoulder blades and then find your balance position again. Please ensure you do not bang your head down onto the floor. You do not roll onto your head. So rolling like a ball takes us through fine control of pelvic tilt. Get a nice little bit of a massage onto our spine. If you're working at home and you don't have adequate cushioning, stay with balance and teeter. This is one of the reasons that we have really, really thick mats in the studio. It is to cushion your spine when you're rolling. This is our last one. We're going to reach into legs and arms extended. This is called teaser, and seen from the side on, it makes roughly the shape of a letter V. Now in this position, you can either hold it for the count of 8, or if you're feeling a bit stronger, you can do either alternate leg lowers, or very strong, you might want to do both leg lowers for the count of 8, or for 8 repetitions. Now we get to take a little bit of a break. We're just going to do a seated hip rotator stretch, one leg straight with the leg bent and crossed over. We're looking over our shoulder, lengthening the spine. So always trying to sit up as you're moving into that rotator stretch. Alter your leg position if you do have an artificial hip, keeping your foot on the same side as your artificial hip rather than moving it across the midline. Switch and stretch round and take it the other way. So we'll be in a bit of a posterior pelvic tilt for the hip twist, which is our next exercise. We're going to work on our elbows. We're practicing drawing 4 circles in one direction and 4 circles in the opposite direction with our legs. If you've got very long legs, then you can bend your knees for this one to decrease the challenge. Come out of your rotational stretch. Place your hands behind you. Go down to your elbows. Glue your legs together. To lift your legs from this position takes a lot of abdominal strength, which most of us admittedly don't have. So we're going to bend our knees and extend our legs. That's why we're doing Pilates, is to gain that abdominal strength. Some of you might be able to straight leg lift from the word go off the floor without bulging your abdominal wall, separating your abdominal muscles or going into hyperextension. If you can do that, then do that. If you can't do it the way that I did it. Otherwise, we'll circle for 4. And 3. And 2. And then last one. Bend the knees, come up to seated, full roll down, followed by full roll up. Full roll down, full roll up. Move, stay nice and smooth. And notice where you want to speed up the exercise. Aim to keep it controlled, moving at a nice steady pace. Don't use any momentum to get yourself up off the mat. So it's all about strength and flexibility, definitely not about flinging our arms around. We're staying on the mat this time. I'm going to do point and flexes with our 100. Come to tabletop legs. Tuck the chin, top of the ab prep, extend the legs. Adducted, pointed. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Rotate out, flex. 2, 3, 4, 10. Point, 2, 3, 4, 5, flex, 2, 4, 20, point, 2, 3, 4, 5, flex, 2, 3, 4, 30. So we're doing internal and then external hip rotation. With our point, your legs are adducted, and then with your flex, they are laterally rotated. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 10, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 20, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 30. 2 more sets to go. Last set. Point, bring the knees in, and then we're extending into single leg stretch, double leg stretch, and scissors. Starting single leg stretch, both hands to right leg length and left. Change right, change left, change right, change left, change right, change left, and right. For 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to tabletop, hands to the outsides of the knees, double leg stretch, legs and arms go opposite directions. Hug them in. Exhale and hug. And hug. Nice flat abdominal wall, remembering that you can change your intensity, reaching to the ceiling to make this less intense, reaching towards the floor to make it more intense. I'm going halfway between the two. Last one. And then we come into scissors, toes to the ceiling, double pulse. And double pulse. Dynamic hamstring stretch. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both toes to the ceiling. Release down, place the feet to the floor, arms to the mat. Just take a quick break with a static hamstring stretch and 4 ankle circles in one direction, followed by 4 ankle circles in the opposite direction. We're going to release that leg, switch to the opposite leg, stretch that other leg up into your hamstring stretch, and work a set of 4 ankle circles in one direction, 4 ankle circles in the opposite direction, and then release. Okay, feet on the floor, arms down by your sides. Bring your pelvis off the mat into your bridge position and take your weight onto your right leg, keeping your hip lifted so you don't drop or fold here at all. Can you extend your left leg at the knee? Release the left leg. Take your weight onto your left leg and extend your right leg at the knee. Release your right leg and roll down out of your bridge. If that feels like it is sufficient challenge, stick with it. If you find that that is not sufficient challenge, and you're managing that very nicely, weight onto your right leg, extend your left leg, we'll sweep 3, 2, 1, bend, extend right leg, sweep 3, 2, 1, and bend, roll down out of bridge, left, weight onto left, extend right, sweep 3, 2, 1. Release, weight onto right, extend left, sweep 3, 2, 1, rolling down and rolling up. Weight onto left, extend right, 3, 2, 1, bend right, weight onto it, extend left, sweep 3, 2, 1, bend left, weight onto both. Roll down, 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 lengthen to full body stretch. Holding that full body stretch position, focus on your breath, reaching fingers and toes away. We'll be here for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll release from full body stretch into the one leg circle. Left leg stays on the mat, right leg points to the ceiling. We'll circle for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse the circle, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the right leg and extend the left leg to the ceiling. Circle for 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the circle. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing that right leg, we're moving on to our side. Now, in our side lying position, we're doing stage 5 of the side lying leg lift series, which is the obliques. So you place your hand on your top leg, your legs are glued together, and as you exhale, you're raising your legs, your head and shoulders up off the mat without bending forwards or backwards. So you're going directly to the side and then releasing down or falling over, lifting up and releasing down. We've got 3 more to do on this side, and 2. And then from that last one, when we release down, we'll stretch the thigh inside lying. Moving to side bends next, and we'll do a set of 8 side bends. So we're pushing up into side saddle, full side bend, knees come together, we stretch over for 8, releasing down. Stretch for 7, releasing down. Stretch for 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. And last one. Transition seated for saw, sitting on a block if that works for you. We'll twist and flex, come out of the flexion, come out to the twist, opposite way, twist and flex, come out to the flex, come out to the twist. So feet, when we do the saw, I always tend to go a little bit too wide, should just be hip width. One more in each direction. And then we're reversing side bends. So you're facing the opposite way, or you're working on the other arm for a set of 8. And 7. 6. Pushing the mat away. 5. Stretch it over. 4. 3. 2. And last one. Side lying obliques. Move down. Extended arm in balance position. Lifting 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And then final one. Move into thigh stretch. We'll work on extension following our thigh stretch with a combination of cobra and double hip extensions. Any issues with your back, just stick with alternate single hip extensions. Feet, edges of the mat, hands in front of the shoulders, segmentally from the top with the spine towards the bottom to come up to cobra, bottom of the spine towards the top to release down, legs stay straight, you tighten the thighs, clench the buttocks to lift them, release them. So top of the spine towards the bottom, bottom of the spine towards the top, straight legs float. twice more through the cycle, alternating between your cobras and your hip extensions. So it's important that your knees don't bend. If your knees do bend, there's a bit of muscle imbalance there. You need to work on your bum a bit more because you've got dominant hamstrings. And then when we finish this last one, we are now going to move into shell stretch. If you want to push up via your front plank to get yourself into your shell, please do. Just take a moment or two to rest in your shell position. Stretching into the back muscles, breathing laterally. So you're getting a passive mobilisation of the joint between your ribs and your vertebra when you're in your shell position and you're doing your lateral breath. One more cycle of breath in and out. Come into 4-point kneeling, tuck the toes, lift and push back into your inverted V. Walk the hands towards the feet and roll up to standing. From your standing position, we'll draw the chin back into retraction and then flex the neck, mid, upper back as you roll down. Once you've got full spine flexion, allow pelvic tilt to occur, reach to the mat. Bend knees at that point if you have to. Walk to plank position. Modify this for a 3/4 position if you need a little bit less load when you do your push-up. For a count of 2, we'll bend the elbows, bend, straighten and straighten. Bend, bend, straighten and straighten. Bend, bend, straighten and straighten. Last time, bend, bend, straighten and straighten. Into your inverted V. Walk the hands along the mat towards the feet. Roll up to stand. In our standing position, retract and flex. Top of the spine towards the bottom, roll down. Hands to the mat. Walk into your plank position again. Modify if needed, and a count of 2. We bend, bend, straighten and straighten. Bend, bend, straighten and straighten. Bend, bend, straighten and straighten. Last time, bend, bend, straighten and straighten. Tuck, lift, push into your V. Walk hands to feet and roll to standing. Once you're standing, step your right leg forwards. Hip flexor stretch with triceps. Release your arms, step your left leg to match your right and flex your spine. With your spine flexed, step your right leg back. Come up to balance and stretch your hip flex, your triceps, on your left. Release your arms, take your hands to the mat, step your right leg forwards. Nice flexed spine position again. Pull strong, we'll roll to standing. Prayer arms reach into extension and circle to release. I hope you've had lots of fun and you feel like your tummy muscles, your arms and your back have all been challenged. Mine certainly have. See you soon.